Hey y'all, how you doing today? So I've been experimenting with some Kool Aid, and this batch here, I know it all looks different, but I did different things to it. So let's start with the shortest stack. So this was supposed to be lemonade, just regular lemonade, sugar-free Kool Aid, and it did not even give it like a slight hue except on the edges of the paper. And so I was a little disappointed. And what I did was I took a regular marker like this, and I took it apart and I cut up, I don't know if you know how the inside of that looks, but it's a piece about this long that's like fibrous, and it's wrapped in like a plasticky sort of thing, and you take the nub out and then you take it apart and then you can cut that thing up. It's like maybe 3 inches long. And so I cut that up and I put that in there and I let that dry. So this is the colors. This is the color that came out, right? This is more the color that it would have been had it just been sitting lemonade in a jar. These I dried in the oven because I had a lot of paper. And so this stack and this stack came from the same batch. But let me put this one aside. But this stack here, I dried it outside because the sun came out and it got warm. And I put, I have vinyl placemats that I put on top of it. And so I know it looks kind of weird in the camera, but I have several different designs. Some are darker than others. Some are very white where the design was, but this is kind of interesting. I think I will use this as like background images for jelly plate printing. So that's what that came out looking like. And so I don't know how well you can see that. The edges of this one are a lot different because the design didn't go all the way to the edge. But this stack here, I actually posted a picture of it on TikTok. All this paper came from the same batch of solution. With this one here, what I did was I had let it soak in the water or the solution overnight. And I know a lot of people say don't do that because it's going to tear the paper. If you do it just right, you will not tear the paper. I did tear about a quarter of this stack of paper, but some of it's only tears like that. Yeah, they must all be on the bottom because I didn't notice that one before. But so what I did was I balled it up into a little ball, and if you check my TikTok, you'll see I put it in like a lasagna baking pan, and then I took some coffee and I just sprinkled it over. And so you can barely see like any yellow. And so this wasn't drying at all, and it had sat there for almost 24 hours all bundled up like that. And so I ended up, right here's some coffee. I ended up taking them all apart and flattening them out. And that's where the majority of the tears came from. And I think that stack part is on the bottom. Yeah, so let's look at this side here. So, you know, some of the tears are just pieces like this. I can fix that with washi tape. Same here, right? But I don't understand. There's a lot more yellow in some places. Some of it has more coffee on it than others. But, you know, that tear can be fixed. But like this piece here, that's a huge tear. So this could just go as like background collage fodder. I could probably tear that off and use that for a jelly plate print. But it's interesting to me why some of the yellow showed up on these and not so much on all of them. You know, it looks like somebody chewed on that piece. You see what I mean, though? But the ones with coffee on them, some have more coffee and some have less coffee. Some of them I just squirted with coffee, and that must be what that part is, like this here. But it wasn't really changing any color, so I decided to stop spraying it and just squirt it instead after it was done. And then I poured coffee in my hand and then I sprinkled it around like that. So that is my little experiment for lemonade Kool Aid sugar-free dyed paper. I'm going to go through this and turn this into a short, but there you go. So this is what lemonade, not really lemonade. This is yellow Sharpie marker. So I hope everybody's having a crafty day, and I will get some other papers together and I will show you the color that they ended up coming out. So stay tuned.